It's pool season here in Utah, so today a few tips on how to minimize the cost and maintenance of a pool and to maximize geekiness factor. What is the pool temperature?
Pool temp is 79.
Just warm enough for a swim. Let's do it. Open the pool cover.
Opening the pool cover.
Alright, let's do this. Time to get wet.
Oh, that was my attempt at blowing a bubble ring. If you haven't seen it yet, you should go on the internet and see what an awesome job that whales and dolphins can do with those. So back to the pool project. How did the house do that temperature trick? Follow me and I'll show you. So at the end of that rather bleached wire was a Dallas semiconductor one-wire temperature and monitoring wire. That's the same one, $2 probe that we use in the house water wall video I showed you recently. There's another one at the end of this rather bleached wire. That one's stuffed into the water outlet. I'll tell you about why that is in a minute. Both those wires go over here into this box, which I'll open that up in a minute too. That has an Arduino YUM chip in it, which has Wi-Fi access, but unfortunately they didn't supply an antenna connection, so I had to hardwire the Ethernet over to the ammo box, which has a wireless access point in it, which doubles as an access point to the backside. So let's open up that box and I'll show you what else it does.
Okay, out of the pool. So I'll show you the second use that this Arduino box has. So what we have here is a heavy-duty two-way switch that controls the direction of this pool cover motor here. And in here what we have is a set of relays that we used wired in such a way that we can use both of these in parallel. And then connected to, also we have buttons that we can use to tell the pool to close, stop, and open. Lastly, over here you can see a reed switch, which is basically detects magnet, and coincidentally we have a magnet right here and a backup magnet right there. So when the pool cover goes like here and the reed sensor detects the magnet, the Arduino box will stop the cover. And at the other end of the cover there's another one that we use when the pool cover is closing. So back to the temperature monitoring. Why are there two sensors? That has to do with that guy. I just blinded you. Solar heat gain from the pool. To show you that, I gotta jump up onto the bedroom roof, which is up there. So hang on, let's go there. Okay, we've landed on the roof. So, where, by the way, we have a very nice view of the Salt Lake City Valley. There's the Great Salt Lake over there, the Oquirrh Mountains downtown, and the Wasatch Fountain and the universities. But back to the pool. So the pool pump pumps the water from the pool to the pool shed down there, where it goes through a filter, and then up to these solar pipes, which are basically fairly inexpensive black plastic tubing, and just winds its way back down the other pipe and absorbs and transfers energy from the solar to the pipes to the water. So most solar pipe systems, they simply run for a fixed number of hours a day, and on cloudy days like today or rainy days, you may be losing heat rather than gaining it. So hence the two temperature sensors. We measure what's going out versus what's coming back, and we can tell if we're gaining or losing energy. Another advantage to these pipes is if you happen to get those really nasty hot summer days when your pool gets too warm, you just run these at night and it cools it down. So the last part about pool maintenance, that covers energy and temperature, increasing the temperature of your pool. The other part about pool maintenance is keeping it clean. So that's the task of the pool cover, which I have closed right now, but that's really effective at keeping debris out. And then our little pool boy robot there, he's tireless. He runs back and forth and collects whatever sinks to the bottom. And then the final piece of the puzzle is the chlorine. And I'll show you that next. I have using liquid chlorine rather than the pool pumps. To do that, we got to go back down to the pool shed. So here we go. Okay, back on the ground. So into the pool shed. Now most pool systems use chlorine pucks that they feed into the system with these puck feeders for various reasons, including cost and simpler chemistry. I use liquid bleach that you can buy at the grocery store. That's about 8% chlorine, $3 a gallon. All you do is put it into these liquid chlorinators, which are simply a big plastic bucket. Pour it in there, it sinks to the bottom. That's that yellow layer at the bottom. And this water becomes pretty highly chlorinated, and then that feeds into the pool system, controlled by this needle valve. You can see as I turn this, I can decrease or increase the rate that water gets injected, and then I measure it about once or twice a week to see that the chlorine levels are into that 2 to 5 parts per million range, and adjust accordingly. The last piece of efficient pool systems are these motors. So this is a newer DC motor. Classic AC motors run about 1500 watts. These guys run about 600 watts for the same flow rate. More importantly, you can adjust them for a much lower flow rate. Right now we're running at about 220 watts at 1700 RPM. That is enough to get the water through the filter, up to the roof, and back down again and out to the pool. And more importantly, just as importantly, they're whisper quiet. Relatively quiet, a lot quieter than normal pools pumps. Alright, let's go upstairs and I'll show you some plots for the data that Arduino's monitoring. Come with me, doggy. Okay, back up to monitoring headquarters. So we're doing the same thing we did on the hot tub monitoring project. We have the Arduino box send the data up to the xIVely cloud service so we can make nice plots. Here, for example, we can see the pump for a 7-day period. We can see the pump going on and off, reflecting the sunlight level. This is the solar photovoltaic output of the panels up on the roof. So we can see a fully sunny day today, partly on this day, and partly sunny day here. And this is the temperature difference between the pool inlet that comes from the solar pipes versus the pool. So we can see how much energy we have 5 to 8 degree differences depending on how sunny it is. And then the resulting pool temperature, you can see over this last week we've gone up from 73 degrees to 81 degrees yesterday. So that is a wrap on the pool project. I have a link to code and parts in the blog post listed below. On an unrelated note, we unfortunately will be moving from Utah this fall. So if anyone has a desire to have a nice, beautiful house, let me know and I can get you some details. We'll be traveling a lot over the next month or two as we look for a place to land, so I probably won't be doing many more video project blogs, but hope to pick it up again when we land at the next place. So hopefully we'll see you then.